Hey, what's up, everybody? Come on in the room. If you're watching by YouTube and you haven't already, please go ahead and hit subscribe and click on the bell so you can keep up with when we go live. And if you're on Facebook, please share the link. And I will be right back after the intro. Miss Shirley Murdock is in the green room. She's ready to join us. So I'll be right back. Stand by. Hello again, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 9. I'm your girl, Roz, and your host and creator of Roz's Happy Hour. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is brought to you by Trisha Entertainment. How is everyone? Happy Wednesday. We can't win. We had 4 years of madness. Now we've got 4 weeks of this sad trial. I am so glad to be spending this time with you all tonight. Listen, I have an idea to help us be more inclusive with you on the broadcast. If I missed some of your questions, I'm so sorry. Let's try and hashtag Roz's Happy Hour so I can make sure I can grab some of your questions. So our motto here is to bring you the best in arts and entertainment. I hope we're doing that for you. Have you all gotten your shots? Me and hubby, we got 1 more week before we get that second shot. So I'm looking forward to it so that we have a recourse to this deadly virus. Well, let's get into today's broadcast. Don't forget to share the link. Tag 3 friends. On this last day of Women's History Month, it's only fitting to recognize our guest for today for all of her contributions to the entertainment industry and ministry. She has brought us music for over 2 decades. Please give her some hearts. You know how we do it in Roz's Happy Hour, and she'll be right up. Just give me 1 second, please. put your hands together and please welcome R&B sensation, superstar, songwriter, speaker, actor, Miss Shirley Murdock.
Hey, Roz. Hi, love. How are you?
Hi, fine. Welcome. Welcome to
Thank you.
Roz's Happy Hour. It's so
Good.
good to see you.
It's good to be seen and not viewed.
Yeah, that's for sure. That is for sure. And I am so honored to have you on the show today. I appreciate you for coming on. Um, how are you?
I'm doing good considering there's a pandemic out there. Have you heard?
Wait a minute. I mean, we've all had to pivot and switch
Yes.
up and stuff like that. Have you picked up any new hobbies?
well, you,
Gardening or
my husband and I, we talk and we say, there's no sense in wasting a good pandemic. When you think about it, this pandemic brought an opportunity for many of us to hit reset in so many areas of our lives, whether it's our marriage, our family, our relationship with God. For us, for those of us who are in the music industry, everything shut down. So we had to learn how to still stay connected to the people and to stay
yeah.
creative during this time. So we've been writing songs and wanted to put things into the atmosphere using technology. Who knew that a song like Computer Love, that we were so ahead of our time, thanks to modern technology. So we're right here using modern technology, having this opportunity to connect to one another and to all the wonderful people who are watching today.
Yeah, and I mean that was I mean I was going to jump right in there and you are the voice of Computer Love
One
and
of the voices.
one of the voices, but you know what? The best show I seen was when you came to San Francisco with Zap and you guys did a combination show. I mean, that show was full. It had everything in there. They did their part, you did your. It was just I left full.
and we did it together because they were my band as well, so they would come out and,
Yeah,
and play with me, and then quick into a nearby phone booth they turned into Zap. But we're
yeah,
just one great big family supporting one another, and I love it whenever I get a chance to be with them. My schedule takes me to different places, whether I might be doing a concert on my own, or doing a gospel play, might be on tour. But whenever I get a chance to spend some time with my husband and my boys and Zap, I'll come out and I'll come out to visit them and surprise everybody, come out and do Computer Love.
yeah, and that's what I love, the family unit that they have, and I love to hear your husband Dale sing.
Me too.
Oh, are you guys gonna do something together? I would
Well,
love.
we've done things together, like on my project called A Woman's Point of View. We did a song called Spend My Whole Life, which is also the song that we actually sang in our wedding. And so when I get a chance to get him to come out with me, he's my secret weapon, and we'll do that on my live show, and even in my gospel my gospel performance. He'll come out and do we have a song that we do together. So we're always doing stuff together.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I would love to see that. I mean, and let me just shout him out and say, "Hi, Dale. Thank you
Dale
for all
DeGroat.
your support." So, have you had this much time off before?
Never. Because Roz, come on, we go way back. We've been on you for a long time. Not only myself, but the group Zap, even back when Roger was still with us, and we were always working. So we were. For
Okay.
me, if it wasn't a concert, I was on tour with a play, or I'm ministering in church. So every opportunity
Mhm.
we get, we're always out there. So it was really something a little different being home as much, but it also allowed us an opportunity to be a little more active, in ministry, because we for the past 14 years, my husband and I have been involved in a ministry called Praying for You, and it really started just with just Wednesday prayer, from noon to 1 Eastern Standard Time, and people would call in from all over the country. But that grew into a church without walls, and so you can find us on on our Facebook page and our website. It's praying for you, PRAYING, the number 4YOU.org. So, even with our brick and mortar church, my husband is the assistant pastor. And so, we doing Bible studies online and free conference call,
Yeah.
just using everything available to continue to keep going and not be still, but also to go to dig down into those creative juices, to stay
Mhm.
creative, to keep doing stuff. And we're being stretched to be more and become more. So we shouldn't resist the process. It's really an opportunity.
See, now that just brings me to something. I'm jumping a little ahead of myself, but in talking to Dale, he said something profound. I told him that I always get butterflies before I go do these broadcasts, right? And he said,
Mhm.
"No, Miss Shirley said embrace the
Oh.
butterflies." I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for that. Can you tell us a little bit more what that means to embrace the
Well,
butterflies?
I get them all the time, and so some people call them butterflies. Sometimes I call them vampire bats because sometimes they're really intense. Because I get really anxious and nervous, but I never want that to stop because I want the Lord to touch what it is that I'm
Mhm,
doing. So as long as I've got those butterflies,
mhm.
it reminds me that by myself I might be able to do a little something, something. But if I really want people to be blessed, I want the Lord to put His super on my natural, so I can go beyond my natural ability to do things, and then people will really be touched. Because if He's sitting on that gift, if He touches that gift, then I can hit some notes. I can do a few little riffs and runs. But if He touches my gift, if I give it to Him, and then I give it to Him, He blesses the people, and then they're touched by what I do. Then they
Oh,
give it back to me, and there's a synergy that happens.
oh,
I call it the triangular effect. I send it
oh.
up to Him, He gives it to the people, they give it to me. I send it back up to Him, He gives it to the people, give it to me, and we're all blessed. So I never want to feel like I'm going on my own juice. I always want to invite Him to be a part of what I'm doing, because when He's present, then His presence is present, and everything we need is in His presence. So I never want the butterflies to stop.
Amen. Amen. So, and it's an appreciation, right? Oh,
Absolutely.
man, thank you for that. Just let me say hi to a couple people.
Who we
There's the
got? Who we got?
Yeah, there's Mr. Walt Taylor, the old school music group.
Hey there, Walt.
There's my sister.
I see that Bobby.
That's Bobby. That was my church pew. She always saved our
Wow.
seats.
She said, "Hey, hey." I can see her too. Hey, hey, Bobby.
uh, Paris. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. And here's my other church mate. Good evening, Laura. She thinks she's traveling to Oklahoma. And
Hi,
then,
Laura.
hey, Miss Kelly. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you. And so Shirley, you look so beautiful, don't you?
Oh, bless your heart and all your parts.
Good evening, you guys. I was talking to a girlfriend of mine just the other day, Pauletta Preston, and she's a rep for Little Boy Production and Marvelous Entertainment.
Yes.
And
Yes.
she was like, "You know how important Miss Shirley Murdock is to the plays."
Oh man. Marvelous I'm a Marvelette.
Oh,
Yeah, I call Marvelette from Marvelous Entertainment. Oh my gosh. I actually started doing plays with Marvelous Entertainment way back in like the early 90s. Yes.
yeah.
Like the mid 90s. So yes, I know Paulette and Marvin Webster Gray and his whole
Oh, yeah.
family. And yes, I've been doing plays with Marvelous for years. Yes.
Wow. Oh, there she is right there. Hey.
Hey, Paulette.
What you do for us in our culture. You're welcome. Thank
I
you.
agree. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And but you also worked with Tyler Perry. How was
Yes.
that?
Well, I actually did Tyler's very first play called I Know I've Been Changed. And this was very, very early on in his career before everything took off. But I knew that this young man had something very, very special.
Mm.
David Peaston and I, God rest his soul, we
Oh,
were one of we were his first national artist that, came aboard to do his play. And he didn't even have Medea at the time. His main character was Uncle Joe. So you see how far back we
yeah.
go, right? But to
Wow.
see how God has blessed him
Yes.
and all the things that he's accomplished, it just puts a great big smile on my face, and I'm so proud of him. God's
Yeah.
really really good, been good to him, and he's shared his gift, and he's been such a blessing to so many people. And I tell him, I said, God's going to continue to bless you because you bless his people.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Have you been to his new studio yet?
Not as of yet. I
And
was I was doing a play in Atlanta, and he invited me to come and check it out, but my schedule just didn't permit. And then
yeah.
COVID happened. But
Oh,
I know it'll happen. It'll happen. But I can't wait. I can't wait till I see it.
yeah. Well, do you see live plays coming back?
you know, Everything can come back if we do what we're supposed to do.
Well,
you know,
yeah.
I would love to come outside and play again. When you think about it, everybody's been hit hard. There's not one person that has not been affected by COVID, whether it's losing your income, struggling to pay your rent, kids missing out on their senior year in high school, whether it be the prom or all of
Yeah.
those wonderful things that happen in your senior year, graduations. People didn't get to do their regular, ceremony for graduations. And but I think that if we've been praying and praying and praying for an answer. So I'm like this. When the answer comes, don't miss it. There've been so many,
Yeah.
we've been praying for an answer for COVID. We've been praying for an answer for all the vitriol that was going on in the atmosphere with the left and the right, and with
Mhm.
all the social unrest. I'm watching the trial even now, with
I
George
know.
Floyd and everything that happened with Breonna Taylor and so many others. But we have to do our part. We have to use the social distancing, use the science, um, use your mask. I wear my mask not for me, I wear my mask for you. Years and years ago, when we first started going to Japan, you walk down the street or be on the train, they wore masks all the time,
All the
and
time.
we thought they were crazy. They looked kind of crazy to us, but
Yeah.
they knew something that we did not know.
Yeah.
They knew how important it was, how to stop the spread of disease. And they're a culture that's very honorable. They really are big on honor. And so it would be, I think, for them to be dishonorable to know that I'm ill and to not cover my mouth, my face with a mask, so that I don't endanger you of becoming ill. So it's really a common courtesy to wear the mask for the other people, so that you're not spreading you're not spreading COVID. And so my husband and my son and I, we are at full efficacy because we had our both shots.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm going to continue to wear my mask. I'm going to
Yeah.
continue to do the social distancing, because everybody is not fully vaccinated. I think I heard that I think we need like about 82% of the country to be vaccinated in order for us to have some kind of semblance of regular life. So we all have to do our part. And I know our people, I know we got trepidation. I know some bad stuff that happened to us, but we have to also remember to not let the demons of our past
Yes.
be confused with the angels of our present, because
Mhm.
we prayed for an answer. When you pray, we not only think that God hears our prayer, but we believe that he answers prayer, and he's sending the answer in the form of these vaccines. And so don't be afraid. He's not giving us a spirit of fear, but a power and love and of a sound mind. So use your righteous mind to do
Mm.
the research if you need some more research. But there are so many Black women who have been instrumental in the development of these vaccines. So for me and mine, we took ours, and it was like a load that came off, because at least
Yeah.
now I know that even if I get it again, because you can, just be truthful, people can get it again, but you won't die and you won't go to the hospital.
Yes.
So I
So,
would rather take the shot than to get COVID. So
yeah.
I want to just encourage people, take the vaccine. We don't have polio today. People are not walking around with polio and
Amen.
braces on their legs because of a vaccine. So Now God has blessed us he blessed the minds of the scientists to create this vaccine. I just admonish everybody, as many as you can, take the cure. Because I want to come back outside and play. I want to do live concerts. I miss being on stage. I miss signing the autographs and shaking hands. I miss the hugs. I miss all that. But the only way we're going to get it back is to take back our lives, and do what we need to do and encourage each other to do the same.
Yeah, so that's the perfect time because I want to play this, and I think everybody should download this. This is when I hold on, this by Wash Your Hands.
We gotta push back, 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 push back. You gotta wash your hands. You gotta rub evenly. You know it's time to take a stand. You gotta wash them thoroughly. So please don't touch your faces. Stay out of crowded places. Clean up all personal spaces to try to limit new cases. You gotta push back, 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 push back. You gotta push back, push back, push back, push back, push back, push back, push back. You gotta push back, push back. We can defeat Corona. We can defeat Corona.
Girl, you took a song that washed your hands and made it sound fabulous.
We did that early on,
I'm listening.
even before we knew about the masks. But yeah, we can defeat it if we do everything that the CDC is telling us to do, and we can have victory. We can come out of this thing, and we can come out of this thing stronger, better, wiser, and productive. I really
Absolutely.
believe that.
Absolutely. We just gotta wait it out. It's not
Mhm.
time yet.
It's not forever. It's just for now.
Yes, for now. Shirley has one of the greatest voices ever. Yes,
Oh, gift
yes.
from God. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Corey the poet. He's a super talented poet. He did something with Lenny Williams.
The Lenny, okay.
Called Thank You. It was a gospel. It was
Awesome.
absolutely, yeah.
Awesome. Lenny Williams played my husband in a play called Three Ways to Get a Husband. And we were that was with Billy D. Williams
Ooh.
and with Leon and let's see, who
Oh,
was it was Lenny. Yes. So we had a great time with that. That's my
wow.
buddy.
Yeah, I just found he's my neighbor.
Oh, is he? Okay.
And yeah, yeah,
Small
just
world,
ran
huh?
into him. Just ran into him not too long ago. Um, so and you did a Christmas movie. You just did the Matchmaker.
Yeah, I did. It's going to come out in the fall. It's going to come out on Netflix. So I'm very, very excited about that. That's a part of the dream of little girl Shirley coming to fruition. I remember being a little girl sitting in my house in Toledo, watching the black and white Saturday matinees with a little curly haired white girl by the name of Shirley Temple. Her name was Shirley, so I could relate to that. And she could sing and she could dance. And I said, one day that's going to be me. So I was going to be Shirley Temple Black, right? And so, but I mean, the singing opened the door for the acting, which opened, being able to do the gospel plays, and those plays, turned into film, and that opened the door for other film and other opportunities to do films and movies. So I'm very, very excited about it. I can't wait for you guys to see it. If you go to my Instagram, on my Instagram is my link to my YouTube channel. If you like and subscribe to that, then you can be the first ones to know what's going on. I can let you know when it's going to come out.
See, yeah, you guys, you heard her. Go follow Miss Shirley if you're not already. I can't imagine who would not be following her. But you actually was the first gospel artist on TD Jakes' label.
Yes, yes. Myself, and then I think Beverly Crawford was also
Oh,
on the label, and I love her so much. And on my last gospel album, I invited a lot of my girlfriends to be a part of it, to sing a song with me. Beverly Crawford, as well as Regina Bell and Regina Bell, Beverly Crawford, and Kelly Price. So they all came
Oh,
on board and did a song with me on my live gospel recording called The Journey. And the very last song on there is a song called Someday, and we're all singing together. So if you guys get a chance to check that out.
wow. Hey, Rick, Queen Shirley says
Hey,
hello.
Rick.
And Chantel, that's my little niece. Hey, baby. All right. So, I actually worked with TD Jakes right when the pandemic started. I booked him for inspirational to speak for the auto industry, and he
Okay.
was absolutely amazing
Oh, he
because it was
absolutely
something
is.
new that all of the minority auto dealers to shut their doors and to pivot, and so he was so uplifting. It was perfect, and then I still got to work, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Hallelujah. Yes.
So that was
Yes.
outstanding.
Yeah, TD Jakes is awesome. He was, really the person that, because, when I grew up, I always knew that I had this voice to sing. And I figured that one day, God would allow me to go all over the world. But when I gave my life to the Lord at a young age, I thought that gospel music would be the avenue that I would go down that path. And those doors never opened for me. But the doors to mainstream kept coming my way, and I kept turning it down and turning it down. And then I finally met Roger, and I turned him down too. But he said they didn't have any connections in that area. But he said, if you ever want to give this a try, we want to help you. So I left there, Roz, thinking, God, why is this the only door that's opening for me? Could this be your will for me? And so I just walked by faith through the open door,
Mm.
and the rest is history. But God saw to it to give me also the desires of my heart, and it was through Bishop T.D. Jakes, because I always wanted to always sing gospel, have a gospel album, and to pursue a
Yeah.
gospel career. And I met him because I was singing on the praise and worship team at my church. And he came to preach for the anniversary. And there was a gathering at my pastor's house, and I got a chance to meet him, and we spoke. And I told him who I was and what I did. And he said, well, maybe we might get a chance to do something together. So out of that, he invited me to be a part of, like, the Women Thou Art Loose conferences,
Oh, yeah,
that,
yeah,
that, that was in Atlanta, in Nolans at the Superdome and all that. And to record on various Potter's House Church Records CDs. And then
yeah.
he came to me and said, Shirley, you said you never had an opportunity to sing gospel, but I started a record label, and here's your opportunity, but you can't do both. Roz, I was signed to Warner Brothers, honey, the biggest record companies in the world. I was already getting ready to make this new R&B record. But then I went to Raj and said, Raj, I said, I finally have an opportunity to sing gospel, and I want to be released from Warner Brothers. And he said, baby, that's what you were doing when I met you. I'm not surprised. And
Mm.
then he and Larry both went and got me released from Warner Brothers. And they were both so very, very happy for me. I was released on paper, I think it was December of 98, and we lost them April of 99. But he was so happy for me. That was my buddy. Roger
Yeah.
was not only my producer, but he was my mentor. He was my big brother. He was my friend. And Larry was really like my surrogate father, because he really grew me up in the music industry. You know what I mean? So he was like my daddy. And
Yeah.
so it was a big loss. But I tell you, and I've said it and I'll say it again, I would have rather loved them and lost them than to have never had them in my life at all. They played such a
Wow.
pivotal role, and I'm still chewing off of the nuggets that the seeds that were planted in my life by
Yeah.
those two amazing men.
Way ahead of their time, like you said
Mhm.
earlier. But I was gonna ask you about that as well. You sang Jesus is Love. Uh,
Yes, I did.
Girl, that is my husband's all-time
Really?
favorite song. I
Well,
wish you could sing that. I would just love to hear that.
I love that song, but that's the song that Roger actually heard me sing for the very first time, because
Yeah.
my cousin who worked for Troutman Enterprises came to visit in Toledo and took a tape back of me singing, unbeknownst to me. So when I get back, because I was traveling with a ministry that was doing revivals, and we would go to a city and stay there for a week and do a
Mhm.
revival, and one of the revivals we did was actually in Toledo, and the theme song for that one was called Jesus is Love. So we adopted that particular Lionel Richie Commodore song.
Yeah.
And so my mom had a copy of it with me singing it. So Jill begged her to be able to take it back to Dayton. So she did. And when I got back home, my family was geek, girl. They were like, ooh, ooh, honey, ooh, child.
I know you told that up.
Roger Troutman Zap. I'm like, okay, who is Roger and what's a Zap? But because I was into gospel music, right? But my sister B and
Yeah.
I, we drove down to Dayton to talk to Roger and Larry, and I told them, I didn't really want to sing R&B. I wanted to sing gospel, but
Mhm.
but they didn't have any connections in that area, and but they said if I ever wanted to give it a try, and so I left there thinking, God, why is this the only door that's opening? And so, like I said, I just walked by faith to the door that was open, and the rest is history. But God will give you the desires of your heart, and
You will.
he used Bishop Jakes to open that door for me to sing gospel, and then I actually did a cover of it with Ben Tankard
Mm.
on Ben Tankard's album. So, and when we were actually in the studio
Wow.
recording it, it was very sentimental for me, because this is after, of course, after Roger had passed away, for me to sing Jesus is Love for the first time since Roger was gone. But that song has been such a blessing, and we received a certified gold album on the Wild Gospel with that
Mhm.
song Jesus is Love off of the Ben Tankard the Piano Prophet CD.
Ooh, I need to find that. I want a copy of that because I know that must
For your
be
husband.
yes, indeed. Yes. So there's so much great music coming out of Ohio. We could do a concert with just Ohio.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Come on, we got Zap. We've got
Ohio players.
the OJs.
Oh, that's right.
Midnight
Yes.
Star comes out of Zap. The Deal was out of Zap. So, and we
Yeah.
have many actors that come out of Zap. We got Howard Hewitt out of Ohio. Um,
I did not know that.
Vesta was from Ohio. She was actually from
Oh my
Coshocton.
God.
Yes, and Halle Berry is from Ohio. We had
What?
Lavert is out of Ohio. So
Yeah.
yeah, what's my girl? Kim Whitley is from Ohio. So there's a lot of people from Ohio.
Wow, I didn't
Yeah,
know that. I didn't know there was that many, but, my dear friend was Sugarfoot,
Sugarfoot. I love
and
Sugarfoot.
loved him, and, when he got ill here in the Bay Area,
Mhm.
and my husband and I took care of him until he
Mm,
was able to fly back to Ohio because the group
bless your
had
heart.
moving.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
even though people didn't understand him, he was my friend. I got it, you know?
Sugar was unique.
Very
And like
indeed.
Sugar didn't
You
even
keep
want
going
to.
in and out, honey. You're
Okay, I don't know why. Let's see, because I got my headset in and everything. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah.
Just
Sugar was very unique, and he was very passionate about the music. He
yes.
he didn't want to record unless he felt it. So I
Mm.
mean, he was that serious about putting that feeling, and
Yes,
that passion on the record. So, but and
yes.
I actually did a song with him on his last project, called "Where Is My Lady." So you might have to
Oh,
find that somewhere. Yeah,
yeah.
but
Oh my
that
god.
was my buddy. Love
Yeah,
Sugarfoot.
he sure was. So, um, you're also a basketball Cavaliers fan?
Yes, I'm a LeBron James fan, and when I love the Cavs, and I have an opportunity to sing the national anthem on many occasions for the Cavs, and because I'm such a big LeBron, you know what? When he was with the Heat, and there was this rumor that he might be coming back, I sent him a message to the tune of "Who's Loving You."
Oh.
Yes, and I'm trying to think if I can remember it. Like when we had you, we treated you bad. wrong, my dear. But if you come back to Cleveland, don't you know something like I said? Something like you can win again with Kyrie, something like that. And the people that were teasing me online, like, come on, Shirley, he's not coming back. He's not coming back. What are you doing? And honey, when he came back, I'm like, see, told you. And I was so happy. But when he left again, you know, I just appreciated what he did for Cleveland. No sense in being mad. I wasn't mad at him burn his jersey or anything like that.
Good.
So I'm like, you know, so like I never thought I'd be a Laker fan. But I'm a Laker fan because I love LeBron James. But I'm still a diehard Cleveland fan. So when they play, you know, then I have to make a choice. But I'm a huge LeBron James fan.
Can I share the anthem?
Oh, sure.
Let me just share.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I got you.
This evening, please welcome Shirley Murdock.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, getting proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
I was so honored to do that for the Cavaliers. Come on now.
Oh my God. That's Super Bowl. Can't nobody do it like Miss Shirley. I mean, you have one of the most beautiful and amazing voices ever. And when you talk about runs, that's how you do the runs.
Well, again, it is absolutely a gift from God. I have to give him the praise for all of it. I absolutely do. It's from God.
So do you have, are you the youngest of your siblings?
I'm the youngest of 5. So six
me
kids,
too.
3 girls, 3 boys. We the Black Brady bunch.
Do any of them sing?
Well, my younger brother used to sing background for me, you know, years ago. And my mom used to sing when she was growing up. But, you know, she's, you know, many times you just don't get the opportunity. So I think God passed it down.
Yes.
She was always very, very supportive. God rest her soul. And so she got a chance to have her dreams come true through me, you know. Yes.
Yeah. I was just trying to figure out, is singing, like, is it inherited? Is it just a gift? Is it taught?
I think if you can hold a tune, you can be taught some things, but I think it is absolutely a gift. I think different levels, you know, is a gift from God. And I recognize that my ability is absolutely a gift from God. I think I came out of the womb singing. I never remember not being able to sing. As long as I remember being alive and, you know, understanding that I'm here, I've always been able to sing and sing like a grown woman. Really, I've always been able to do it. And I remember one time, girl, I was real young. I loved Aretha Franklin. I thought I was Aretha Franklin,
Ooh,
honey.
okay.
I had them big old headphones on in front of the high five, and I'll be listening to Aretha and Gladys and Stevie and
Yeah.
Dionne Warwick and all those singers, even Barbara Streisand, everybody, all the singers. And Stevie Wonder, all those runs. Now, what really got me started on runs was a lady by the name of what was Linda, what was Linda's name?
Hmm.
Oh, come on, it'll come to me. It'll come to me. But she had a song called Hypnotize.
Mm.
Yeah, it'll come back to me. But yeah, so I said, what is that she doing with her voice? And she was doing all of these runs and stuff. And so I would pick up the needle and put it back and learn how to do it, line for line and things like that. And then I began to understand what those riffs were. And I learned how to do it myself. And then listening to Stevie Wonder, all of those runs and things. And then you always got the clock sisters who could throw down those runs, So yeah, for sure. And so but I developed, I thought that I was Aretha. I was sitting in front of the mirror with my hairbrush as my microphone. And I was a little girl, some got a man by the name of Dr. Feel Good. It takes care of all of my pain and my ills. Dr. Feel Good in the morning. Mom said, baby, now I know you don't know what you're singing about, but you sound like you do. So why don't you leave that song alone until you get grown? So I've always been able to sing like a grown woman. It's amazing.
Yeah. That's so funny because I always thought I was you. I was like, as delay. It couldn't get not a note.
Well, but I understand it now because I understand how it was about Riri.
We would sing your songs over and over and over. And, just didn't have it, but you can fake it till you make it.
But in the bathroom, you sound good with all those acoustics,
Yeah. And I tell everybody, a blind man told me no.
Oh, no, that's bad.
Yeah, that's when it's really bad. So, but you also had another quote I saw on song that I just thought was profound when you said God takes people through different paths.
Yeah, I really believe that the Bible says that our footsteps are ordered by God, and that I think all of our paths are unique. I think that our journey, our purpose is as unique as the fingerprints on your hands. It's unlike anybody. And I also think that God gives us the measure of grace for the call on your life. So for me, I really believe that God gave me the measure of grace to not only sing within the four walls of the church, but also outside the four walls of the church. He's given me that grace to be able to be bilingual, growing up in church and understanding the word, but being able to take those scriptures and to be able to translate it in a way that people can understand it. If they're, the King James version is thee, thy, thisly, thusly. I call them the thisly, thuslies. Yeah. But there's so many other versions like the NIV, the New International, and New King James, where you're speaking it in regular plain English where people can understand it. So, but I think that God made me famous to give me a bigger platform to share the good news. And so I'm able to minister inside the four walls of the church, but I'm also able to go outside the four walls of the church and to let people know that God loves them. Yeah. He's not mad at them. He's mad about them. He's so mad about them that he thinks that they're to die for. And so as we celebrate this Holy Week, this Resurrection Sunday that's coming up, is all because God was not mad at the world. Man fell into sin, and then we all got jacked up because of Adam's sin, But so through one man, Adam, we all fell into sin. But through what Jesus did on the cross, we have this opportunity to be reconciled back to our relationship with God. And so that's what this Resurrection Sunday is all about. It's not about Easter bunnies or candy in a basket. It's about the fact that God gave his one and only son to die on the cross, to shed his blood because a sin debt had to be paid. And none of us could do it. But because he was a God's lamb without spot, without blemish, he was able to do it and to reconcile us and restore us back. So to complete the restoration, all we have to do is invite him into our heart. Invite him into our heart. He's standing with his arms open wide, like a 360-degree door saying, come in. I'm not scared of your stuff. And I welcome you with open arms from wherever you are. So if you've been disconnected from your dreams, if you've been disconnected from your purpose, if you've been disconnected from your relationships, and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you all you got to do is just get reconnected to the one whose idea you were, and he'll put you on that path that will lead you right to your destiny. The Bible says, whoever calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved. You just say, Lord Jesus, save me. That's it. You don't need no big old long fancy prayer, because he did all the work. All you have to do is open up your heart and let him in. He'll come in, and he'll take a residence in you, and he will show you how to be the person that he's created you to be.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much for that. We actually did the Holy Land tour and
You
was back.
did?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
wow. I
So
would love to go there, do
we,
that someday.
oh my God, it is just, we went with our church.
Yeah.
And so each of us had different areas that affected us. And for me, it was when I was able to kneel on the rock that Jesus prayed on.
Like
And
you mean, and was it the Mount of Olives?
yes.
I love what I love about the Mount of Olives, because as we're talking about this Resurrection Sunday coming up, I know that he died on the cross, on Good Friday, but I think that salvation happened when he was praying. He went to the Mount of Olives when he was praying, and when he knew what he was getting ready to face. Okay, and that thing was so rough. It was like, oh God, Father, is there any way that this cup can pass from me? He knew that he was getting ready to get just tortured for our sake, but that's why he came. But still, because he was divine, but yet he was still human. In his humanness, it was like, is there any way that this cup could pass from me? But I think, Roz, that he looked down into eternity future, and he saw me and you and everybody in the world, and everybody that's on your live stream right now, and said, if I don't die, they will be lost. And that's what he said. Nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done. So I thank him for that prayer that he prayed on the Mount of Olives, because his sweat was like drops of
Sweat
blood.
turned to blood.
How hard must that have been? But he did it. He did it. He said, because he said, you all are to die for. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give my life to connect you back to the Father, so that you can spend eternity with me. All you got to do is accept what I did on the cross. Is that too hard? Is that too hard to do for somebody that loves you, for somebody that died for you? So, man, I was like, hey, for me, hey, it happened at the Mount of Olives. It got carried out physically, on the cross, and him, raising from the dead so that we could live, But it's really a very special week that's happening this week as the world celebrates,
Yeah, and I just hope everyone will just stay still. I mean, you guys, don't worry about no Easter clothes. Don't even worry about doing none of that. Just stay. It is definitely the time to center yourself around the Lord. We need him now more than ever.
Absolutely. There's a little song that says, be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Sometimes you just got to be still and let God work it out. You put it in his hands and let him work it out. He said that we can take all of our cares, all of our fears, all of our angst, all of our anxieties, and we can lay it at his feet. And what he's willing to give us in exchange is his peace, is his joy, is his strength. He'll give us shalom peace, nothing broken, nothing missing. Ain't that all right?
Oh my God, ain't that all right? Yes, it is.
I had to go urban. Ain't that all right?
Yeah, we understand.
Yes, ma'am.
How's your son? How's he doing? Has he
He's
had
doing
to
well.
adjust?
He's doing well. Actually, he because pre-COVID, he graduated from the Ohio State University in 2014. I had to say but they'll correct you, right? But he graduated with a minor in music, and he majored in psychology. And then he started going on the road with me as my road manager. So he was hanging with mama, taking good care of mama.
Nice.
And so he And then he was able to tell me what to do. But then, like just before COVID, he was saying he wanted to go back to grad school. So he started grad school right before COVID, but he went online so he could still travel with me. And then, you know, all the colleges, everything's shut down and everybody's online. But he was already acclimated to it. But he's doing really, really well.
Look
And
at
so
God.
he was at home with us during COVID. He's still with us, you know. So he's working again, and he's making his own money so he can go back out, you know. And I have to get so many student loans, you know, and so he's a wonderful young man. I'm very, very proud of him, and so he's studying, you know, to be you know, in clinical psychology, to be a counselor. And
Wow.
so and I have been on his couch myself plenty of times, so I know he's good. But he's a man. We just love him so much. He's the best thing my husband and I ever did together.
Oh,
And
sweet.
I think he's the best of he's the best of both of us.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
nice
yeah, yeah, yeah.
man. Really.
Devin, I love my son Devin. Linda Jones, that's right. Thank you, Ronald. Yep.
Somebody.
Hypnotized. You got me so hypnotized. All it took was just one little look into your eyes. Yeah, yeah, that's when I started doing those runs.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
Yes.
goodness. But what about, I mean, what do you think of today's music? I don't see, I mean, I'm worried about like what's going to happen 10 years from now. I don't see as many solo artists like yourselves or groups like the Isley Brothers, Earth, Wind and Fire. I'm like, what's going to happen to the music in 10
Well,
years? Where we
you know,
go?
everything changes. You have to allow things to
Yeah,
change.
that's true.
But I, you know, it's different. You know, you know, we grew up listening to music where the songs had a lot of romance in it. You know,
Mhm.
it wasn't overtly talking about sex, but it was really talking about romance. Like, you know, we had like, bet you by golly, wow.
Oh, yeah.
You're the one that I've been waiting for forever. You know, all those, oh man, there's a spark of magic in your eye. Come on, ain't that a lyric, girl? Come on. So, and then, you know, when a guy didn't have a real good rap, you know, he could always go to a song that would speak the sentiments of his
Right.
heart. Or if he messed up, we had I know you won't leave me, but I refuse to let you go. If I have to beg and plead for your sympathy, I don't mind, cause you mean that much to me. Ain't too proud to beg. So our songs really, you know, reflected, you know, the times and even the music, whether it was Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On" or Curtis Mayfield, "People Get Ready." Like, you know, we just redid
Mhm.
that. The
Yes.
music was just very always romantic and it really touched the human experience. I think that's what made it a classic because
Mhm.
it was never faddish. It was never just time sensitive. It was because people feel these emotions from yesterday, today, and forevermore. You know,
Mhm.
people know what disappointment is. People know what hurt is. People know what joy is. And even like joy and pain,
Mhm.
sunshine and rain. People can understand that, you know. But I still believe that every generation deserves their opportunity to express their truth in their language. It may not be the language that we speak, but they deserve that opportunity just like we had the opportunity. Our parents didn't like our music and they
Wow.
didn't understand our music.
Yeah.
But I think there can be a meeting of the minds and a joining together whereas those of us who've been around for a while, we have some wisdom. We have some things that we can really share that would help them along the way. Maybe stop them from bumping their heads because we already did it. We already got the hickey, and we
Mhm.
can share the knowledge of that.
Yes.
But there's things that they can share. You know, with the thanks to modern technology, baby, they know how to use technology to
Yes.
get it done and get it done quick, fast, and in a hurry. But if we ever
Yeah.
make this exchange, can you imagine how powerful and how much more enriched the music business would be if we can make that exchange. And I've said this so many times, and I'm not going to ever stop saying it. I believe that by us coming from the years and experience that we have, we've got this wisdom that we have, and we can liken it to a baton, like like runners running in a relay race. So
Mhm.
I've got this wisdom. I've got this. I'm holding this wisdom, right? And
Mm.
I'm running up to the next generation. They've got their hand back ready to catch it, right? But at some
See.
point, we've got to hold hands together in order
Yes.
to successfully make the exchange.
Yes.
Otherwise, we'll drop it and it will be lost. So, some kind of way, we've got to come together to make this exchange. Because if we can share with the younger generation what we know and the things that we've learned about having longevity and staying around and having that staying power, and if
Mhm.
they can share some of the innovation that they have, and we can exchange ideas. Listen, you can't hate nobody once you understand their story. So I think the
Mhm.
reason why many times the older generation may not really understand the young people because we don't know their story. But if we could ever sit down and then I think the young people would have a better appreciation for us if they knew our story. So we could ever make that exchange. Can you imagine
Yes.
how much richer the music business would be, the industry, but not only the industry, but life itself, families. If young people go talk to grandma, and I think if you talk to them and they know, they can feel the love that you have for them and the real genuine concern that you have
Mhm.
for them, and you don't come to them judgmental, then the walls will come down, you
Yes.
see. And then we have to do the same thing and not feel like they don't appreciate what we do or that they're looking down on us. We have to come together, everybody open-minded, with an open mind and an open heart and open ears to hear. If we could just do that together, I just think wouldn't it just be a sweet, that'd be a beautiful thing, wouldn't it?
I mean, you just reset my thinking. I never looked at it that way. But what a difference. They have a different story. They have a
They
different
do. They
experience.
do.
So that's what they sing about.
They
So if
do.
we
It, it's,
embrace
it's it's
it,
their
maybe.
language. It's their language. So
Yeah.
some of it might be a little rough for me, but I
Yeah.
try to I would I try to at least get to the nucleus of what is it that they're really saying, or I don't curse, that I don't use that in my even in my every in my in, on records or even in my everyday language, but
Mm.
sometimes I look at it kind of like you know how you watch a foreign movie and they got the translation. I
Yes.
said, okay, that means blah 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 blah. What they're really saying is da 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 da, you know.
Right, right,
But
right.
but I
Yeah.
think so sometimes just say be a little gentle on our ears because we're not used to hearing that in our music. But I do believe that they have a right to be able to express it in their
Yeah.
language, you know. And I think that
Yes.
we should, I think even if you go to if you talk to somebody and you speak two different languages, there is a commonality. Music itself
Mm.
is a bridge. Because I remember being in Japan and someone was trying to tell me in the best English that they could how my music made them feel. They said, you're my heart.
Mm.
They try to tell me that it touched their heart, my heart, and
Mm.
so music is a universal language, and I think even through the music we might be able to come together, and understand each other even better. So that's my 2 cents.
Wow, that's a lot, and thank you for that.
Welcome.
I needed to. And did I hear that you can set up some lights and stage a little bit of gear on the stage?
Oh honey, back in the day,
Oh, okay,
honey,
okay.
I was crew, baby. I was crew. But see, one thing about Zap is that there is a
Me
self-contained
too.
organization. They were the
Yeah.
band, they were the crew, everything. They did everything. So it gave me an appreciation, for every aspect of production. So, girl, I was putting up gels and rolling up wires and all that stuff. So when I first went out with Roger, there was a young lady by the name of Janetta, come on, Janetta Boyce. Janetta
Mm.
Boyce was the young lady that was originally in Zap, and then when I came out, because I was making my record, but Roger asked me to come out as well, and so she and I, we were crew too, baby. We was doing whatever we need to do, carrying stuff, doing whatever was necessary. And then it's like, and then quick into a nearby phone booth, especially if we were playing at the club, quick into a nearby bathroom before anybody got in there. She and I would change our clothes,
Yeah.
because see, that was Chitlin Circuit, okay?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then when everything was done, quick into we quick go in and change our clothes, put on our work clothes, right? and
Right.
and and tear down that set and we didn't even have a tour bus at that time, honey. And we would get we had a equipment truck with a big Zap logo on there, and we had 2 vans with the Zap logos on there. Honey, we got in the vans. We lay down in that van and go to sleep till we got to the next city. And
Yeah.
I was tired as all get out. And I remember waking up one day and said, I love this. So I learned how to love it when it was hard.
Yeah,
You know, when it was difficult, because it's easy to when it's gravy. Anybody can do it when it's gravy, but you've got to love it when it's hard to appreciate it when it's gravy.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I don't think I ever got a chance to properly thank you for doing the Circle of Mothers for Trayvon Martin.
Oh, that was my absolute pleasure. That was, and I had a chance to send that song to a lot of the mothers. You know, Celebrate My Life. They said that was such a blessing to them. So I've seen her since that time too. But yeah, thank you so much for just having the confidence, you know, in me that I could be a blessing to those ladies.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we are battling the same issues.
Yes.
So, but you're quite an advocate. I mean,
yes,
for many causes.
Yes, absolutely. I've turned an activist in my old age. But you know, this 2020 election and everything, I was really very active using my platform to stand behind President Joe Biden and MVP Kamala Harris. I'm involved with a coalition of wonderful women. It's called #Win with Black Women. And so, you know, we got behind.
What was that
hashtag Win with Black Women. Okay. And so we were pushing the administration to nominate a Black woman for the vice presidency. We got behind, helped in Georgia to get those 2 senators elected. And so, you know, we're using our voices as Black women. And we know that Black women, when we come together, this Black girl magic, baby, we can get it done. And so I was just got off of a call. We were with Letitia James, the AG out of New York, because we're supporting her. And Star Jones is also her sorrow. And, you know, we're doing some things to really stand behind her, because she's got a big job to do. And so the sisters are standing behind sisters. So we've got women all across the spectrum, from entertainment, education, politics, Silicon Valley, you know, the news, journalists, the Divine Nine. So honey, powerful Black women.
Wow.
And we meet every Sunday at 8:30. We do a Zoom meeting, and you know, to stay focused on what our agenda is and things like that. So, and then, you know, we use our platform again. You know, I have like IG interviews and things like that, and encourage people to get out to vote. So we've got to get behind this voting, this Jim Crow 2.0, baby. We cannot let that happen. Too many people have died. Too many people have sacrificed. We've come too far to turn around and go backwards, and not on my watch. I refuse, honey. So you will be hearing, you're gonna be sick of me on that note. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Jump in and help.
Yes.
Well, congratulations on your new single.
Thank
People
you.
Get ready.
Yes.
That's another one I can sing over and over. But I want to play this clip where you talk about if we don't get ready.
Oh yeah, this is with me and Dale talking about it. Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, here we go.
What's wrong, babe?
Oh man, it seems like everything is just so much on edge. It seems like everything is getting ready to just explode at any point.
Well, honey, I just believe everything's gonna be all right.
You believe everything's gonna be all right? Why do you believe that?
Because God is in control.
That sounds like you. That sounds like you. Are you sure you believe that?
Yes, I believe it. Look, we just have to have faith, right?
Yeah,
faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen.
Not
like
yet
Mama
seen.
said, baby, faith is stepping out on nothing
And
landing on something.
You know, it is amazing, though, that everybody's praying for the same thing, that we would all come together. But what happens if we don't get ready?
I'll tell you what'll happen.
What'll happen?
You'll miss it.
Oh, come on. So, man, I want to try to do like you, Shirley. I think it's time to start believing. So you believing, right?
I believe it.
Well, let me see this. Let me see this. Let me see what happens here. So you sure you believe?
I believe it.
Well, here's one of my favorite songs.
train.
All right.
Don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the train that's coming. You don't need no ticket. All you gotta do is thank the Lord. Yeah.
Oh my God. Everybody, please go download People Get Ready. It is the theme song right now. We need to get ready for this thing. And nobody sings it like Miss Shirley Murdock.
Well, you know, we were inspired to do that because of all the things that were happening, like I was telling you before, with all the just the negativity that was going on and all the social unrest. But you know, again, faith is the key to open up the door. Come on and board them. There's hope for all who love the most. So get ready. There's a train of change coming. You don't need no ticket. All you got to do is get on board. So we're inviting everybody to get on board, get on board. Get on board with your mask, with your social distancing, with your vaccine. Get on board.
Yeah. Woo, that was a lot. So I love it. I think Billy Beck said it best. Your singing is like carving it out of your soul. And you can't teach that. It's just, it's a gift.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. And I praise God for it.
Yeah. I think
Yes.
you're saying something with Go On Without You.
Oh, yeah. You like that song, Go Without You?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Before you left me, I had it all. You were with me, and that was enough. He came along, and I forgot all about you. I was a fool, but I was your love. You left, my world came to an end. Yeah, me and Billy Becker are actually doing the background on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for a little bit of that. Thank you. And with that being said, with this being the end of Women's History Month, women are stressed out. I mean, they are bearing the brunt of home schooling, extra workloads. So we just want to shout out and salute all of the women on here today, and whoever gets the women that get to see the repeat. And just know that you are loved, and keep pushing forward and keeping God in your life, and He will see you through these difficult times.
Absolutely. You are superheroes. But oftentimes, we always take care of everybody and we leave ourselves for last. But you have to remember, you can't love anybody till you learn how to love yourself. So you got to take care of yourself. Take a moment for yourself to just pour back into yourself. Those things that refresh you. It might be prayer. It might be reading a Bible, reading a good book or a good magazine, something inspirational. It might just be listening to a positive podcast. It might be listening to Roz.
Thank you.
But or taking a nice little bubble bath. You know what I mean? And light some candles. Do something to just give back to yourself, so you can refresh yourself and renew yourself. Because our families depend on us, but you have to take care of yourself. And I just salute every one of you. Hand clap for all my sisters out there, all my superhero sisters. Yes.
Thank you. And I mean, we're almost out of time, but we cannot get out of here without seeing you in the show doing one of your signature songs. I didn't know I had it. I got it. You mind if I share?
Go ahead.
Okay, let's.
Yes, it's hey, this is the totality of who I am. It's all good.
Okay, enjoy, folks. Here we go. We'll be right back.
That's your song, huh? Slept the night away. It happened. Now back the hands of time. Yes, we still this moment. We've got to face one simple fact. Oh Lord, we don't belong to someone else. Whoa, as we slept the night away, this morning sunlight shines across your sleeping face. Yeah. A new day brings reality, and we must go our separate ways. What a lovely night we had. Yeah. As we share each other's love. Oh yeah, we forgot about the pain we caused as we slept the night away. Come on, y'all. As we lay, forgot about tomorrow as we lay. Ooh. Hey, as we lay, see to think about the price we'd have to pay. Oh no, no. Can I come down with y'all? It's morning, and now it's time for us to say goodbye. Oh, goodbye, baby. You leaving me. I know you got to hurry home and face your wife. Whoa. I would never want to hurt her. No, she would never understand. Will she? Oh no, you belong to me. But how about y'all? Just one night as we slept the night away. Y'all give him a great big hand clap. Listen, how many know there's a price tag attached to every decision that you make in life? Baby, what you do just don't affect you. It affects everybody in your world. Can the church say amen? That's why we need to count up the cost before we get lost. Amen. Trying to hurt nobody, no. She never understand. You belong to me. Just one night as we slept the night away as we lay. Come on, we forgot about tomorrow. We lay, as we lay, didn't think about the price we had to pay. Oh no, hey, we should have counted up the cost, but instead we got lost in the second, in the minute, in the hour. Hey, as we lay, we forgot about tomorrow as we lay. It's morning. Does anybody know what time it is? It's morning. Can I get y'all to help me sing? Can I get Vegas to sing? It's morning, 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 morning. It's morning, it's morning. Whoa.
Oh my God. It's Women's History Month, the last day, and it was such a treat that I share with everybody, along with what you had already given us. Thank you so much for sharing your gift with us. And
Thank you for having me, Roz. I appreciate it.
yeah, no, I wish you a happy resurrection.
You too. Yes.
Weekend. Will you guys be doing anything? Can we catch you on a broadcast?
Well, we're absolutely doing we're doing a Good Friday service here in Dayton. It's a interdenominational service with one of the churches here in Dayton, and I'm going to be singing. And so we got different pastors from different denominations coming. They're doing the 7 last words, and I'll be singing a couple songs, and then we're gonna fellowship and have communion together. So I'm looking forward to that, and I think this will be like my first time actually going back into our church this Sunday for Resurrection Sunday. So I'll get a chance to sing. It's been such a long time. You know, we're doing it all online and everything, but my family and I, we plan to go in since we're vaccinated. We planning on going. We're still going to wear our masks, you know, but just to have fellowship once again.
Will it be broadcast at all?
Not on the local radio here in Dayton, but my husband, he'll be ministering at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. I think that's 12:30 Pacific time, right? Our 3:30 is your 12:30, yeah.
Yes.
So he'll be preaching a powerful word on his Facebook, on social media. But if you don't catch it, you can just go to his Facebook page and just see it later on. So yeah, we will definitely be broadcasting that.
Absolutely. Well, everybody give Miss Shirley.
Thank you.
Yes, praise and blessings. And then do you have any other words of encouragement for the women out here, or just for everybody that you would like to leave them with? Oh, but before I do that, everybody always asks me and want me to ask, what is there anybody that you would like to perform with when we go back out?
Well, I am a big Stevie Wonder fan, and I would still love to do something with Stevie. And Eddie Levert is a great friend of mine, and I always tell him we need to do a song together. We actually did Candy Burris's play Mother's Love, but I would love for us to do a song together. Freddie Jackson and I have talked about doing some stuff together, but I remember Neo said he would like to do something with me, so it'd be nice to do something with Neo, you know. So
that'd be nice too.
So we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And did you want to leave the women with anything, or just people with anything as we close out?
Just to remember that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and God made you, all of us, on purpose, with purpose. And he says in his word, I know the thoughts and the plans that I have towards you, thoughts and plans of peace and not evil, but to give you hope, to give you a future, to give you an expected end. So know that God has plans for you. And if you want to get reconnected back to those plans that God has for you, just reconnect back to him, and he'll put you on a path that will put you right on the trajectory of your purpose. And just be encouraged and just love on one another. Jesus was asked this question because, in the Old Testament, there are like over 600 some kind of laws that they had, and there's no way in the world that we can fulfill all these laws. Jesus, can you just make it simple for us? What do we need to do to fulfill the law? And Jesus said, love God with all that you have, and love one another, love your brothers and your sisters as yourself. If you do that, you'll fulfill all the law and all the prophets. You'll fulfill everything. So let's just take care of one another. Let's love one another. Let's be considerate of one another, and let's treat each person that we meet in the manner in which we want to be treated. God bless you and keep you. Stay safe. Love you to life.
Amen. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Listen, everyone, thank you for rocking with your girl, Roz. We'll see you next week. We'll be back with Atlantic Star. And what Miss Shirley say, wear your mask, love one another. And we'll see you then. Take care.
Tell Atlantic Star I said hi.
Yes. Well, hold on.